Hi everyone and welcome to another Camera Jabber video. Today I'm speaking to Matt Barker, who's the Chief Executive of MPB. Hi Matt, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Enjoying a bit of sunshine. It looks quite bright and sunny where you are.
Really, really warm in this meeting room, actually. So that's nice.
Now, I know a lot of Camera Jabber visitors will know MPB, but perhaps for a few, could you just introduce the company, please?
Yes, absolutely. So MPB, which you can find at mpb.com, is the largest platform globally now to buy, sell, and trade kit. So that is for buying and selling of anything from really entry level interchangeable lens camera kit, all the way through to pro kit and also video kit as well. So we buy and sell across around about 5,000 different products, every major brand you could think of. So pretty much if it's autofocus in terms of a lens or it's digital in terms of a body, then you would buy and sell it on our platform.
And I understand it's a business that you first started when you were at university.
That was the beginnings of it. Yeah, it wasn't the business as it is today. It wasn't MPB, but certainly the roots of the business came from that time. So I was studying economics at the University of Warwick in the UK, and while studying there, I got into photography, joined the Photography Society, and I used to buy and sell kit on eBay at the time. It was when eBay was having more of its heyday as a kind of consumer platform where you could buy and sell, which is less what it is today. But through that buying and selling of kit on eBay, I became really passionate about the products, got to know the products, and that became kind of a sideline income when I was a student. And then some years later, evolved into the business here today. So I'm here at our Brighton warehouse. Our main office is in town, although that is of course closed at the moment, and everyone who works there normally is working remote. And then we have a very similar size warehouse out in New York, in the US as well. So yeah, we're very much a global business now. It has changed a lot from those times, and it's been a very long journey, as I think most business journeys are.
Yeah, and although you say you've got a lot of people remote working at the moment, and obviously we've got lockdown in lots of countries, people can still buy and sell through MPB at the moment?
Yes, they can, absolutely. So in terms of what we're offering to customers at the moment, it's completely unchanged. So we're offering the same delivery times, we're offering the same processing times if you are selling kit at the moment. Our warehouses are 100% operational. Every single member of staff here is still working, whether that's remote or at a warehouse. So all of our customer experience team, for example, who answer the phones and answer the messages from customers, are all working remotely from home. And all of our teams who work in our warehouses, such as this one here, are all working on site. We have, of course, made significant changes to our warehouses in terms of health and safety. So we've got a whole variety of different things in place here to ensure that we are fully socially distancing at work. We've rearranged layouts, we've got one-way systems, one in, one out systems, all that kind of stuff, as you would imagine, in place to ensure that everyone is fully protected here. And yeah, therefore, our customers can continue to buy and sell, whether those are customers in Europe, in the UK, in the US, wherever. We are business as usual from their point of view.
Okay. Now, if you want to buy something from MPB, it's very much like going to a shop, an online shop. You search for the product you want, you see what's available, and you see a price, and you make your purchase. But if you want to sell something, can you just talk through that process?
Yeah, absolutely. So on our site, as you said there, in terms of a buying experience, we'll have on average on the UK and the European platforms, on average, usually around 10,000 different products online at any one time. To give some sense there in terms of the variety of kit that we've got. You can obviously search and buy any single one of those products. In the UK, it's next day delivery. In the US, it's slightly longer because of the geography, of course, and around 2-day delivery in and out of Europe. I think the thing that's different with us is whilst we do deal in hundreds of thousands of products a year, every single product is individually processed, individually inspected, individually photographed, individually described. There is nothing generic. Every single one has had a human touch. So when you are buying on the platform, everything has an individual description, actual photographs, and so on and so forth. In terms of selling, so you can either sell for cash, we will just buy your kit straight out, or you can trade. When you're on the site, every single product has a trade-in button or a part exchange button in the UK. If you hit that button, you can get a quote to trade in against that product, and we'll give you an exact difference. So it may be that the customer would owe us a balance, or it may be that we would owe them a balance. We're happy to do whatever type of trade you like. So that's one route to doing that on the platform, where you follow that link, fill the form in, and you'll get an instant quote there and then off the system. You can do that 24 hours a day. The quote will be instant in front of you, and then you literally just click through, provide your details in terms of where you would like the kit collected from. So in the UK, DPD would collect. In Germany, it would be DHL. In the US, it'd be FedEx, but just a normal courier collection on your item. You just give us the address, let us know when you want that to happen. And from the customer's point of view, all they need to do is get their kit in a box, get it well packaged, and the rest we take care of. So there is no need at the moment anywhere to go outside, to get to anywhere to drop the kit off, to do any of those things. We're doing contactless collections to your door. Whether you're looking to trade that item, whether you're looking to sell many items for cash, the process is always the same. So as I say, you go on the site, find what you want to buy, part exchange against it, or alternatively, just hit the sell button at the top, fill the form in, let us know what you want to sell, and we can do that for cash. There is no difference in price. So the only difference on part exchange is that the item that you want to buy will be instantly reserved there and there for you. There's no payment required until we've got your kit and checked it, and it's free delivery in and free delivery out. So super, super simple. So yeah, that's all operating as normal, as I said before. I would definitely encourage people to use the time they've got at the moment, as many people have slightly more time at home, to look at their kit bags and really think about, how much of that kit is being used. Is there anything in there that maybe you haven't used for a while? Maybe you want to try something new. It's a brilliant time to consider those things. And if there is anything in your kit bag at the moment that you would like to draw some value from, then just go to our site and get a quote. No obligation to go ahead, completely automated quote. And from quote to booking in and all being done, it will take you less than 2 minutes.
That sounds great. Have you noticed over the last 6 weeks or so any change in people's buying and selling pattern?
Yes, definitely. I think at the end of March, when this thing hit initially, I think everyone just took a big breath in, to be honest, and stopped everything they were doing. So I think we definitely saw a period of a couple of weeks at the end of March where activity levels dropped a lot, while we all understood what we were facing and understood what lockdown was even going to mean, and understood what social distancing meant and all of those things. So initially, quite a decline in what people were doing. And then in the weeks that have passed since, we have seen increasing levels of activity from people whilst they are generally speaking at home on lockdown. So what we've seen is certainly an increasing number of people coming to the platform and purchasing kits. We've also seen a return of selling behaviours and trading behaviours week on week. And in terms of what people are spending money on at the moment, I think what we're seeing more than anything is people that are, for them, this is their passion, it's their hobby, it's how they, is one of the things in their lives where they really do draw pleasure from. And I think we're really seeing people, where they're able to, and at whatever value that they can afford to do so, that they're going out and buying something to get some pleasure from that in what is quite a difficult time at the moment. In terms of what people are spending money on, we're seeing a lot of first-time people coming to the platform and buying kit. In terms of first-time users of MPB, buying relatively entry-level kits, entry-level DSLR kit or mirrorless kits. Just a simple setup with maybe a fixed 50mm or an 1855, that kind of thing. Something you could buy on the platform for £100 to £200. So definitely seeing a lot of people trying the hobby for the first time, which I think is great. Definitely seeing an increase in all the things you might expect, like macro lenses and remote releases and all the kind of things that are going to be more useful just for photography around the home. And then in the last week to two, I think we've seen behaviours improving again, as I think people are looking to get out a little bit more now. So we're seeing more entry-level telephotos and things like that coming off the platform as well. So without a doubt, seeing people that are, where photography is their key interest and their key hobby, or they're trying it for the first time, definitely going out now and making sure they've got some kit to help them through this time, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly seeing more conversation around photography that people could do in their home, in the gardens, that kind of thing. You know, I was interviewing a photographer a couple of weeks ago talking about photographing squirrels in your back garden, for example, and obviously that can make people reassess what lenses they've got.
Yes, definitely. So, you know, we're not seeing as many people obviously coming in if they are doing things like that and buying 500-600mm telephotos. What we're seeing is people coming in and buying image stabilized 7300s where they didn't have a long focal length before for exactly that, you know, birds, wildlife. It's a lovely time of the year in the UK, and I think that is, you know, one of the blessings of this thing is that we have had great weather through this, which has helped, and with that comes, you know, different wildlife emerging and different subjects to photograph. So whether that's on your daily exercise, we have a campaign running at the moment called My Square Mile, which is very much about, you know, your home, your garden, your patch that you're using for your daily exercise, and documenting that. And within that, we're seeing all of those things coming through, whether that's wildlife, whether that's macro, whether that's just documenting even you know how people are existing both in the home and out of the home. So yeah, lots of that going on. Less people buying 24-70s, for example. You know, less people buying portrait lenses. It's very much a kind of either really up close stuff or at distance stuff. Less just standard portrait stuff, I said, would be another good way of summarizing it, which again, I think we think it through does make a great deal of sense, actually.
Yeah. So it sounds like if you're an enthusiast photographer and perhaps you've been building up your kit for a while, it would be worth having a look in your camera bag and maybe thinking of selling on some of your, you know, first lenses, or maybe the first camera you got, you know, sell your entry level stuff to free up a bit of cash, either to maybe you want to upgrade to a new lens, or maybe just to, you know, get a little bit of income.
It's certainly something that I would encourage people always to think about. I think photography kit is super unique in that it holds its value really, really well. Lenses are in production for years and years and years, and bodies as well. They can be on 4 or 5 year life cycles very often and hold their value far more than people do realize. So, first answer to that would be, you know, there are many people at the moment who perhaps just need a bit of cash, and if that's the case, they may well find some more value in their kit bag than they once thought. Similarly, you know, I think another point there at the moment is that what we have seen over recent weeks here at MPB, and what we're absolutely certain of, is that prices haven't fallen. So you're not getting a bad deal at the moment if you're selling kit. Prices are extremely stable. We're paying just as much as we were for kit, whether that's for trading in, whether that's for cash, whether that's low value kit, whether that's high value kit. So, you know, you're not losing out through selling at the moment. And, you know, if photography is your passion, as I said earlier, I think it's a great time to get in there, sell some kit. And if you're able to reinvest that money into something new, just to try something new, there's never really been a better time to do that. So yeah, it is, you know, we transact, you know, thousands and thousands of sell transactions here every week. We are still doing that. And I would certainly say that it's true that if you're out there now, whether it's entry level kit, whether it's high end kit, there is a place for you to trade that kit in, to sell it for cash, or to just to change it into something different because you just fancy trying something new at the moment. We can enable any type of those transactions at the moment, as we always have, and yet you will get the same value that you've always got.
Great. And I was talking to some photographers earlier who were saying that they had originally invested in quite large aperture lenses, and they were actually now going for smaller aperture lenses. And that was because actually, although they loved the focal length, they actually decided they wanted a smaller, lighter lens. And we tend to think about people always investing, you know, for higher end kit, but sometimes you want to downsize.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, one thing we've never done here is you know, suggested to people always go up in value. You know, you don't necessarily need to. It's not right for everyone. We've had people go up, go down, come up again. Like, it's whatever you want to do. You know, we will facilitate it. You know, we do transactions where someone's maybe selling several £1,000s worth of kit, but buying only several £100s because they just want to just reconcile a bit what they're doing, have a bit of a rethink. Or, as you suggest, there is a movement towards smaller, lighter kit. That's absolutely true. Some people still love large aperture lenses, but equally, I think the way that ISO and sensor performance has developed from a light perspective, it's not as justified as it once was. I think from a kind of depth of field point of view, there's still something a 1.2 or 1.4 will give you that an F2 won't. But it's a great way to lighten your kit bag, to get some cash back as well on a product. So yeah, we are not here saying trading or part exchanging does not equal upgrading. It equals anything you want it to, which could be changing system. It could be I'm selling a second body and buying a lens. It could be I'm downgrading a lens. It could be I'm upgrading a lens. It could be I'm selling a portrait lens and buying a macro lens. Like, we do anything, and it's a point that I would really love to get across, is like, this is not about upgrading, it's about change. Our strapline here is change gear. It's get creative, always think about something new, try something new, and do whatever suits you. You will never ever be sold to by us. We don't sell to people. People come onto our platform, mostly transact, often without even having to speak to anyone here. And we will do any type of transaction in that respect. And yeah, absolutely. I think lightening up and reconciling at the moment is another thing that we would absolutely be able to do and fully support.
Great. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people with time on their hands now to think about the sort of photography that they want to do as well. So, you've got time to go through your lenses and go through your cameras and just work out what you've got, what you really use, and what you could use in the future.
What you could use, and I think if you're buying secondhand, then you are trying something new, and you're not sure whether that's going to be right for you. You're not sure whether you're going to enjoy it. You're not sure whether it's going to produce the results that you think it will. There's very little risk in buying secondhand for the reason I said before, which is the kit holds its value really well. You buy something new and sell it tomorrow, it loses a certain amount of value overnight. That's just a fact. Buy something secondhand and sell it tomorrow, that's very much less true. So I think it's a great time if people are able to and feel able to afford it to buy something and try something new, and then if it doesn't work out, sell it back later. But it's certainly a great time. Not everyone has got time at the moment. I would make that point too. And I think there are a lot of people having to go out and work and really digging in at the moment in all sorts of different ways. And I don't want this to come across like we think that everyone's got loads of time on their hands, because many people don't. But whatever the circumstance, where you are finding time for photography, it's something that, as I say, I think is bringing a lot of joy to people, and it is a great thing to be doing at the moment if you're able to.
Yeah, I think that's very true. That's a good point, actually, because there's a lot of people, not only are they trying to run their businesses or do their jobs, they're also trying to homeschool. Yes. But if photography is your passion, then it is, we hear a lot about, photography as therapy. And I think there's a lot of truth in that, because you can get into the zone with your photography, and it can really help you relax if you just spend, half an hour, or if you're really lucky, maybe a couple of hours photographing something in the garden. It can really enrich your whole weekend, really.
Yes, I think we all need a form of escapism at the moment, and whether that's a bit of light relief from looking after children, which is really tough, or coming in and still working, or being on some of the front lines of what people are going through at the moment. It's mindfulness, mental health. It's something we talk about a lot, and for many people, photography certainly can help just as a distraction and and a bit of headspace from things. So yeah, absolutely. It's not just because you've got loads of time. It's actually also, even if you've only got that 1 hour a week that you're getting to yourself right now, and you want to spend that photographing, then that's a great thing to do.
Yeah, great. Well, Matt, it's been wonderful to speak with you, and interesting to get a little bit more insight into MPB. Thanks very much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely chatting. It's lovely doing stuff like this at the moment. I think everyone's enjoying getting out, and even though it's through video, it's just lovely to interact. And
it's nice to see your face.
To get to know you as well. So yeah.
Great. Thanks very much then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.